And change can be scary. Feeling like you're starting over can be scary, but when it's at the expense of your health, I think it's worth taking a step back, releasing that part of your ego and like surrendering. Don't feel like, oh, I got to prove people wrong. No, prove yourself right.
Welcome to the Femme Fit Entrepreneurs Podcast. We're your hosts, Aurelia Michael Holmgren and Britt Inez. Here we talk all things health, wealth, womanhood, and of course, ownership. So sit back or stand up straight on that treadmill and enjoy today's episode.
All right. What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Femme Fit Entrepreneurs Podcast. I am one half of your host, Aurelia, and there's my girl, Britt. And here we talk all things health, wealth, womanhood, and of course, ownership. And I am super excited about today's topic because it came to me while I was working out. And I was like, Britt, what you think about this? And she was like, ooh, we might hurt some feelings with this one. And I was like, that's all right. So today we're gonna get right into it. So today our title is Gymtimidation versus avoiding education. But before we dive in, how has your week been? Give us the weekly tea, Britt. What's going on in prep? All the things.
Girl, okay, so listen, I have a little countdown on my phone because you know how we are. I am now 15 and 12 weeks out. And listen, I feel amazing. This is the smoothest prep that I have had. We're gonna knock on some wood. And I feel really great. I think more than anything, I'm now seeing the benefit of all the work I put in the improvement season. Because you know how it is in your improvement season. Like you get a little soft. You don't really kind of see stuff. You're just like, is this making a difference? Is this really working? Now, listen, now it's just like, okay, yeah, it was working. So we're in such a great spot. Things are just moving along really smooth. I have been laser focused on posing, as y'all know. And I am, yes. I am really enjoying my my Friday night date nights that I have with myself in the Gold's Gym cardio workout room or the group exercise room. And it's just been awesome. I've been finding new things each day to improve upon, like light bulbs going off, the flow is getting better. Like it's not even peak week. I'm already excited. I'm just
and you got your new shoes. Okay.
Yes. I got my new shoe fairy shoes. So yeah, overall, everything is just going really great right along in here. We're at our power hours in the morning for cardio. And I'll be on there multitasking, emailing, sending you emails about the podcast.
I live for it.
Yes, doing all the things now, but everything is going smooth. We easy breezy over here right now.
I love it. And it's so funny because today you said Friday night date. And for a second, I was like, hold up, who's she going on a date with? And then I forgot, oh, yes, that's what she's calling it. I was like, wait, did I miss some tea?
You didn't know. You get the updates firsthand. Okay. Let's be clear.
I was like, what's happening on Friday?
The date dates. You know those. No, these are my dates with me and my post.
Period.
Yes.
Okay. Treat yourself so you let others know how to treat you. Okay. Consistency. Yes. Well, the body is bodying. I got to see today's check-in. Y'all done already seen her break the internet. If you didn't, go on ahead to Femme Fit Entrepreneurs on Instagram and check out how she was posing and breaking the internet and see what's going on. And her prep. Wait, am I about to spill tea too early?
No, you go for it.
Okay, the prep vlog is about to come out.
Yes.
Grab your Kleenex. Because it's about to be a tearjerker. Okay.
Yes. I'm so excited about this prep vlog that's coming out soon, girl. It's just one of those things where I really get into a lot of feelings I haven't been able to put into words for a very long time. And I was finally able to do that and get that release. I was crying in the vlog. I was crying watching it this morning.
And now we're going to cry right along with you.
And we're going to cry together. So, just make sure you just have to redo your eye makeup. You'll be all right.
Okay.
But yes, it is coming soon, you guys. It's going to be dropping in April.
Yes, snaps. So I am now, let me check we got options, but right now I'm 9 weeks and 2 days out, 12 weeks and 2 days out, and also 15 weeks and 1 day out. Got lots of dates on the table.
We like options.
I like options, St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to just keep it real right from the beginning, was a fail.com. I started off with success. I packed my food. We had an event I'm the vice president of the Maryland alumni chapter in LA. And we had an event and we went to this bar and I had all my food. I pulled out that food. I was eating that food. And then they pulled out, no lie, about $400 worth of tacos, taquitos, nachos, all the O's. And I really tried to resist. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to just take the piece of the chicken. So you take a piece of the chicken and you're like, oh, I'm going to just have one little taco. And next thing you know, you talking and just eating the chips. It was a fail. We hit the reset button. That has happened more often than not in my past prep. So the fact that this was the first time that's happened, we just gone. Britt, gave me my moment and she was like, all right, it's over. Like, let's get back into it. Don't press in. So we moved on.
Onward and upward.
Onward and upward. Yeah. And I paid for it anyway, because 2 days later, I went from 117.4 at night to 110.9 in the morning. Needless to say, some things went down around 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30 a.m. Not favorable, but here we are. And we're grateful for the weight drop nonetheless. And yeah, there's a lot of cardio happening right now. So super shout outs to all the ladies that have been holding me down on the YouTube. Amber, Britt, Shantae, Andrea. Y'all know who y'all are, holding me down. The cardio is up, but so are my spirits. And yeah, I'm feeling much better. I was a little overwhelmed for a second. Britt had to bring me down. I started creating options on top of options. And she was like, nah, homie, we're not doing that. She said, we're done. Like, let me just nip that in the bud. Yeah, you let me have my moment. And then you said, let me take that moment. Go ahead and put that in.
We're done.
Now that you've had it.
Moving along.
So yeah, that's how my week is going. But I'm looking forward to this week. By the time this is out, it already happened, but I'm going to surprise my dad in Vegas for his birthday. I am a Ziedes girl. I'm a mommy's girl too. We're like twins, but I'm a Ziedes girl. And so I'm going to surprise him in his hotel while he sleeps in true Aurelia fashion.
That's how you do. That is your mark.
It's going to be a tearjerker. So check out my prep vlog as well on youtube.com/@AureliaMichael, and you'll catch that on the next episode.
And it is hilarious, y'all. Just so you know, you guys get a small snippet here, okay? But I am blessed to have it on Marco. Okay, I get it in real time. Okay, so check it out. You will be entertained. It is.
And if you don't know who Matthew, see, now I'm calling him Michael. Someone else called him Michael. Matthew, the massage masochist. You need to go ahead and check out my prep vlog. Yeah, he don't play. He don't play about me.
I kind of want to meet him now.
Me too. I never really talked to him. I never even see him. He just leaves the room. It's like almost not real. Anyway, let's jump into the topic.
Let's do it.
Excited. Well, you see these little shoulders? See those little shoulder actions? See, y'all can't get this on Spotify and Apple. You got to get on YouTube.
Y'all got to head on over YouTube.
On like Beyonce. Boom, boom. Anyway.
The shoulders popping.
Is my pre-workout post-workouting right now? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I sipped some of the pre-workout before we started.
I'm giddy.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into it. Gymtimidation versus avoiding gym education. So I just want to talk about why I picked this topic, and then I'm going to let Britt share her feelings. I thought about this because I've been having a lot of people. What tends to happen for most of us, as you get leaner, people start talking to you more at the gym. Like, don't nobody want to talk to you when you fluff McGruff. But when you are getting lean, people want to, either comment or ask questions. Do you personal train? All the things. And so lately, I've been having a lot of people tell me, like, I'm not into the gym. It's not my thing. It's intimidating. I don't know what to do. And so I wanted to talk about, whether gymtimidation is really a thing, or are we just avoiding gym education? What are your thoughts on it?
I love this topic. Absolutely. So here's the thing. So I can speak on it from how I feel about it and also from how my clients feel about it. I have been training now for well over 7 years plus. So I've heard a lot of varying opinions about why, people don't like the gym. And I feel like one of the biggest things is people it's not that they don't like the gym. They just don't like feeling like they don't know what they're doing in the gym. You know what I mean? So as a newbie, if you're new to working out, like you're new to just this whole world, this whole realm, you get in there without a plan, without a roadmap. Think about it. It's just like you trying to drive, I'm in Texas, you trying to drive from San Antonio to Chicago with no instructions, right? Who wouldn't feel overwhelmed? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times what happens is people kind of say, oh, I don't like going to the gym, but it's just like, okay, do you not like going, or is it that you've just gone in there without a plan and you've gone in there not prepared, or you've gone in there, not educated on how to get to where you want to go? Because you feel so much better when you have these other things in place, because you have something to refer to, even if you're just starting out on your journey,
No, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think another piece of it too is, and I've even had to work through this too, when I first started out, when I joined the gym, like, no one goes to the gym because they're already in shape. I guess some people might. Okay, I wasn't blessed with those kind of genetics.
I don't wear them jeans. I ain't got them jeans.
Me either. They weren't sold in the stores I was shopping in. Okay, you know what I mean. So I think a lot of it too is you think people are judging you because you don't look a certain way, but everybody in there at one point had a starting point, and people forget that. They just look at how lean you are, how in shape you are, or how this or how that. They just feel like, you like Beyonce, you woke up like this. Like, okay, no, you don't see the years, you know what I mean, that come into it. And I feel like that kind of gets forgotten. And then it gets projected as, oh, this is intimidating, I don't like being here.
No, absolutely. I mean, they built a whole gym around it. Planet Fitness is this idea of, and I sent you, I don't know if I sent you this video, but it was a video just
sent me that video. I've seen that. Yes.
Because it's true. It's like this gym actually capitalizes on that concept. And yeah, I think, like you said, we all were beginners at some point. And I think sometimes when we tend to do that in a gym, we're also doing that in other places. And I've been guilty too of like following these 6-7 figure women and being like, man, look at them. Like, maybe I should try that. Or am I not doing enough? And it's like, even if I try what they're doing right now with my, 5-figure business, 6-figure empire, it's not going to work, because theirs is a 6-figure business separate. Like, you can only be where your feet are planted, and remember that everybody, like you said, started at some point. And I can understand that sometimes it can feel intimidating, the space, the energy. I'm not going to lie about that. But yeah, when it's almost like, when I first started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but it was something about my presence that either made people come and help me. I didn't look like, don't come up to me, don't ask me, or I was very kind of strong and wrong. I've been hearing this a lot too, is like keeping it simple. Like, a lot of people, you're watching TikTok and you see people literally like running up the Stairmaster and damn near jumping on the pole, and it's like a pole dance. I don't know what's happening. And it's like, now we think, oh, that's what I need to do when I go in there. But if we can really fall in love with being a student again, like fall in love with the process, fall in love with being a newbie. I think sometimes because it's been so long since we've been in school, for many of us, we don't remember what it was like to be new at something, and change can be scary. Feeling like you're starting over can be scary, but when it's at the expense of your health, I think it's worth taking a step back, releasing that part of your ego, and like surrendering. Don't feel like, oh, I got to prove people wrong. No, prove yourself right. That's what I've been focusing on. And so if you just walk in with a presence of like, I'm new at this, but I'm going to be true to this, people will make room. They can sense that kind of energy. And everybody in the gym is going through their own thing. Why do you think there's mirrors in some places almost around the whole gym? It's not to look at you, it's to look at themselves. And I can sense the energy sometimes, particularly what they call the men's section, the free weight section, where it can appear that the guys are like uninviting or like super possessive of the space. But to be honest, most of them are just really self-absorbed. Even today, I was in the gym and I was leaving, and this one guy I always see. He's got to be like a $130 wet, but he had them arms up and he was turned. Like, you couldn't tell him he wasn't C-bum. And there's something we can pull from that, right? It's like, you can't even be mad, because one day he may get there, not just because of the training, but because of the confidence. So unless you're that person in Planet Fitness that's swinging from the cable machines like Cirque du Soleil, which I have seen as well. We say Cirque du Soleil meets OnlyFans. Folks aren't really paying attention to you. And sometimes it's just a projection that we put on others because of how we're feeling about our own process. So instead of like, oh, people are looking at me like, what the heck are you doing? It's actually you looking at you like, what the heck am I doing? And that's where we may need to start having some gym education happening.
Absolutely. And I think you touched on a good point with projection, because I think it goes both ways, right? It's the projection that you might be getting from other people in the gym, but also the energy that you project will impact how you feel about being in these spaces, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've been this height, I should say, for a very long time. And I have always walked into the quote unquote big boy section, the free weight area, even before lifting was popular, right? And I walked in that area like I belong there. And you couldn't
Right.
tell me I didn't belong there, you know? So even if you don't look a certain way, if you walk, the energy that you use to carry yourself and that confidence, like you're talking about old boy flexing in the mirror, if you
Mm-hmm.
feel confident and like you belong somewhere, then you're going to project that. And other people around you will feel that, but if you go in somewhere feeling like, oh, I don't know, or, well, I'm going to wait for someone to sit and invite me to sit on their bench and work out with it. Like, it's just not going to
Yeah.
happen. You know what I mean? So I think it also kind of comes down to how you show up in that space as well. Even if on the inside, right, you might be feeling like, ooh, I don't know about this. Because guess what? That other person who you see that's projecting that flex is feeling that too. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think what's often lost is it's easy to look at people that are really in shape and say, oh, they're self-absorbed, they're this or they're that. And I'm not saying that's not true, okay? Because some of them are definitely are, right?
Right.
But there are a lot of people out there where the gym, that's like their form of therapy. That's like
Their
their
church.
playground. That's their
Mm-hmm.
church. That's like the time in their day when they get to go and just fully be and fully express themselves. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, not even just in the weight room, because I've been in gyms, I've seen people dancing, I've seen people doing martial arts, I've seen people shadow boxing, like, you know what I mean? And when I see that, I'm like, get it,
Right.
And I think a lot of times people feel like, they forget that the gym is nothing but an adult playground. That's all it is. It's your time to go outside and recess and enjoy that
Mm-hmm.
time. But you're so busy focusing on, okay, what do others think about me? They too busy having their own little fun in the sun. They're not thinking about you. I promise
Exactly.
you they're not. So I think when you release that feeling of, oh, I'm being watched, I'm being judged, and start being like, you know what, I'm just here to have a good time. I'm here to have fun. It's going to take so much of that pressure off and that feeling like you're being intimidated by other people around you.
Exactly. And I really had to learn, even as an experienced lifter, like if I see someone doing something different from what how I do it, releasing this idea of like, oh, I'm doing it the right way and they're not. And my pro fight checked me on that, because I remember I was in Mexico and I was doing a lat pull downs, and she had gave me a correction. I had posted it online. So then I saw this woman there doing it a different way, and I kind of I don't know if I sent a video of the woman or I just messaged her. I was like, oh, I saw this lady doing it like this. Ha ha ha. She was like, well, maybe she's in her last week of, maybe she's in peak week and she's just trying to get, kind of a cardio version of it. Like, she kind of schooled me and was like, you never know why someone's doing it the way they're doing it. So unless you see somebody about to hurt themselves, now there are times where I see people, particularly on the lat pull down, really about to pull down and snap something, I may say something. But I've had to learn recently too, and I said this on my, there was a girl that was putting weight on the Smith machine unbalanced, and I did go over and say something, and it wasn't like poorly received, but it was kind of like, no, it's fine on this machine. Now, granted, now when I see her, them plates be even, but in that moment, she wasn't hurting nobody. She wasn't hurting herself. I really needed to mind my business, but I didn't go up to her like, oh, what you doing over there? Or like, oh, look at her. Like, I was genuinely trying to be helpful.
Mhm.
So I think for everybody, like especially in the free weight section, and you're just starting, most of those weights over there should be available for you anyway. Don't go over there and be trying to lift 100 pounds. No ego lifting over here. We need to start,
Yes.
start from the bottom. Look, I was using 5 pounds today for my triple superset of shoulders. There is no shame in my game, because you can still get a good pump. But like you were saying, this feeling of needing to be perfect or to show up a certain way in order to do it ends up particularly having females on the machines and or mostly on cardio. And lately I've been hearing a lot of like people trying to get lean and build muscle at the same time, or get tone, as people say. And
Mhm.
they really are fighting this idea that those two ideas require two different types of methods, almost opposing methods. And are you willing to put in the work, which is what comes to the gym education? Before we even create a plan, what is the goal?
Yeah.
If the goal is just to get in there, lift something real quick, then go ahead, get on YouTube, pick 30-minute in the gym workout and go. But if you have a specific plan, seek advice, seek a coach. Hint, Britt is a coach. Seek somebody that can support you in that way. That way you feel like you have somebody with you. They might not be literally in the same space, but you have somebody guiding you. So even if somebody comes up to you, you're like, and I've had to do this when people try to come up and correct me sometimes. Oh, thank you. I'm doing this because X, Y, and Z that my coach has me doing. But I appreciate, what you're saying, So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest areas where I have to, the biggest education area for all my clients is getting them to understand how much more they actually have to strength train. It totally changes and flips on its head what women are told in general, right? Women outside of like being lifters and competitors, women are told that they have to do to get in shape. And the light bulbs start to go off and they're just like, oh, wow, you mean if I lift, then I can eat more food and I'm not as hungry. I don't have to diet as hard. My metabolism picks up. I'm like, yes, all these things. So one of the things that I particularly love about all of it is when I started off in the gym, I was in high school and you didn't see a lot of women in the weight room area now. And what I think is so dope now is I'm seeing all kind of women in the weight room. I'm like, okay, come on, muscle mommy, let's get it. Like, I love seeing that. Like, I really do legit love seeing that. And I think a lot of times if you just know that we're rooting for you, I think a lot of times people feel like, oh, I'm being judged, but no, I'm over here like, okay, let's go, let's get it. I don't care if you're using 5 pounds or 2.5 pounds, because guess what? You showed up and you're there.
Exactly. And sometimes even if you go to look at me, I'm going to give you that energy. Like if you give me a moment to interject just to be like, I see you, or I try to smile when I walk past people, like they're expecting that energy, like, because I don't know if y'all seen Britt work out, but she don't play. But once the workout's done and she's walking off, like she's all smiles and hey, how you doing? So
oh yeah, because I'll be going through it mid-set. So don't judge.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to her mid-set, just be like, I'll see you and then keep it moving. But I think a lot of people can get very stressed and their anxiety levels can get up high. So how would you go about, or what are your thoughts on like bringing stress and anxiety levels down when it comes to, because sometimes it's just getting to the gym that's harder than being in the gym. It's the thought of it starts to scare people so much that it's like they can't even get that first step.
Yep. So if you're at that point, then I would just say start small. Like even if you're just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go in for 30 minutes and I'm going to go out. Even if you want to stay longer, walk out at that 30-minute mark, right? And then that's just going to kind of show you that, okay, it wasn't so bad. I don't mind going for another 30 minutes the next day, right? So I think starting small is the first step, because it's really challenging to go from feeling like, oh, I don't want to go to this place. I feel some kind of way. I'm feeling like, oh, and my feelings about this, to expecting you to want to go hang out at that place 4 to 5 days a week for an hour plus, right? That's just a bit unrealistic. And even if your ultimate goals are going to require you to get there, you can't expect yourself to start off at that place.
Right.
So that's the first part of it. And the second part is to go in there with a plan. Now, if you don't have a coach, there's tons of resources you guys can look at online. You can YouTube University, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. I'm always on our training tips too. So go in with some kind of a plan, right? Because I feel like, just like I kind of said, you can't drive from Texas to Illinois without directions.
Right.
And no sense of anything. So even if you just feel like, okay, you know what, I'm going to do upper body today, lower body, I'm going to do core. Know what you're going to do before you go in there, and even like write out what you're going to do, like write out the exercises, and if your brand spanking new to the gym, this is something I still do to this day. When I go to a new gym, the first thing I do is go in there and walk around, like full walk around all through the aisles, all through the areas on each level, just to kind of get familiar, right? Because you don't know where anything is, and you're going to feel less stressed if you're not scrambling around trying to find stuff, So
absolutely.
Yeah, those two things can help you tremendously. And then also giving yourself grace and just understanding that, I think a lot of times it's anxiety because we feel like we have this expectation that we have to do all this stuff to this like 100% max level, like we do everything else in our life,
and
right?
That's the only way gains.
Exactly. That's the only way to happen. Exactly. And the reality is it doesn't. It's a snowball effect and it's cumulative. And each little drop in the bucket it's going to add up. So as long as you keep showing up, you're going to get there. But I think,
Exactly.
right, if we feel like, if you go into the gym feeling like, man, okay, I got to commit to this and I got to be in here for the next 2 years, 5 days a week, no days off, going hard, then of course you're going to feel some anxiety around it. You know what I mean? So I think you have to kind of be honest and realistic with, okay, where you are right now and what are the small things that you know you can commit to so you're not feeling so overwhelmed in the process.
Absolutely. And don't do it alone.
Mm-mm.
Bring a buddy. I find life is always more comfortable. Like you walking down the street with your friend, you would do things and say things you wouldn't say if you were walking by yourself. It's always more comfortable to have community with you. 2 is better than 1. So if you have a plan that both of you can do together, maybe it's watching each other's form. Like you don't have to be the form monster to know, like, okay, if this is for hamstrings and I'm feeling this in my pinky toe, I might be doing something wrong. And so let me try to figure that out. Also, when you're doing your research, compare more than one video. Sometimes we'll take one video and be like, that's the way to do it. Compare 2 or 3. Do you notice the similarity? Okay. And sometimes it's just different ways. Like even when you're doing front raises, you can have your hands facing different directions and that can, what's the word I'm looking for? Like ignite different parts of your shoulders. Like that's just, there's no one way to do anything. Even recently, I realized that my cable kickbacks, I wasn't turning my leg out. And once I started doing that, I felt something in a different way. But that doesn't mean I never got any gains because I had my leg that way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we start, getting more comfortable, bringing community, asking for help, I love helping people if I can, then we'll definitely push on. Hold on, my light. You go ahead. I'm gonna get my light fixed.
So on that note about helping people, I will say, like, don't underestimate the power of a smile. A smile goes a long way in eye contact. So, Aura was kind of saying my faces be going through it. They do. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. They do. It's nothing to play with. And I know they be going through stuff. But I promise you, y'all, like when I'm not in the middle of a set,
it's not just the face, it's the sound.
Well, listen, I'm trying to get through it.
She be going through, especially the what's the things that you love?
Bulgarian split squats with a 100-pound dumbbell will do it to you. Listen, now if you can do that and sing, more power to you. I'm not there. I'm not there.
I'm not there with 100. I'm still holding on to my 15 in each hand. And I'm not ashamed to say you be going hard.
So, but I do make it a point to, when I'm not going through it in those sets, to just make eye contact and smile. Some of the best conversations that I have had with newies in the gym have just been from that. Or I will go up to you in a minute. Girl, I love that outfit. Where did you get that from? Like, and genuinely, yes, because I'm
don't let us have the same outfit color on. I'm like, oh, two minds think alike. I see.
Right, and don't let her have on some J's or him have on some J's. I cannot tell you, I am notorious. J's. Respect. Like, it's just so many things that I feel like you can connect with people in the gym that go beyond, like, what they look like or what they're doing. Just that alone can help disarm people that you might feel like, or, ooh, they were so intimidating, I didn't want to talk to them, and one of my best friends now came from her just finally, like, we were in the gym. And this is Vanessa. I told you the story. Did I tell you the story?
No.
I was friends. Yeah. So we were training. We trained early mornings in the gym, and I'd seen her before. And then one day I just kind of looked up and I just kind of like made eye contact and smiled. And then she waved and then I waved, and she came up to me and she was like, "I'm so glad I said something to you. I've been wanting to say something to you, but I didn't know if I should come up to you." And I was just like, "Why not?" Yes. And now she's one of my best friends. So I think, if you just understand.
I love you, D. This is the thing about Britt and I. Brief interruption. We are allowed to have other best friends, but we will side eye every time you say best friend and you're not referring to one of us.
We will.
But we love you. Every time I see your videos together, I'm like, cute.
She ain't lying, y'all. I got a text. I get little text messages.
She got it.
Yeah.
And I send it late at night, so she gets it in the morning. Like,
So I wake up.
I love you, V. That's my girl.
Yes. But it's all love. And, I think if you just make eye contact, smile with people, engage, right? You never know.
And we want to help.
Yeah, we do. I've helped so many women just in my day-to-day on stairs. hey girl, how much time do you do cardio? What do you do for abs? I mean, just so many things, because we're in there. Clearly we in there because we love being in there. Okay.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So people are a lot more friendly than what I think you make them out to be, but you just have to let go of judging them based on how they look in order to even give them a chance to show you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to help. And there's a difference between like someone coming up and saying, "Hey, I'm about to do this machine. Can you help me?" And the question I get sometimes now is, how you get flat stomach like that?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. The
Mm-mm,
question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Or no, the question was, what machine gets the
the
stomach flat?
machine. Oh, she thought it was a special machine.
Just one machine. And so that's why I'm talking about education, because if you research, okay, I'm trying to lose weight, okay, I'm trying to put on muscle, whatever you're trying to do, you'll see, oh, that's what it takes. And so I always just naturally result to, I have a coach, because at the end of the day, that coach will not be me. But yeah, we want to help you. You what?
I'll offer a consult to people.
Oh, like, I'll offer it to you. I'll be like, I have somebody.
There you go. Just send them on.
Yeah, I love that. So shall we challenge them? I think it's time for a challenge. It's been a while.
Let's do it. I think it's definitely happened. Been long overdue for it.
Well, the challenge that I want to give this week, and of course, when I say this week, I mean forever, is to work on your general presence in the world. How are you showing up? So for my bodybuilding girls, we know we're talking stage presence, we're talking gym presence, but your speaking presence, like, they all have one thing in common. It's how you present yourself to the world. And that starts with how you operate in your day-to-day, even when no one's watching, which is an upcoming episode. Dun, 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 dun. So I want you to start operating as if. The as if mentality is, I'm going to enter this gym as if I've been doing this for years. I'm going to, go after this job as if it's already mine. I'm going to go after that man or woman or non-binary as if I'm already dating them, because you are that girl. You are that one. And when you walk in with that energy, you put on a cute little outfit, especially for the gym. Now, cute doesn't mean you got to have your cheeks out, but something that makes you feel good when you put it on. If that's a hoodie and some sweatpants, because for me, sometimes that's the one, put that on. Already start to feel and operate like the lifter that you want to be. So that's my challenge. Work on your general presence in the world.
Yes.
What about your guru?
Yeah. So mine is, know that each and every day you go, you're going to get stronger. Okay. Don't look at where you are right there at that moment in time and let that have you in your feels thinking, oh, I'm never going to get there. It's going to take forever. Yeah. Like, don't do that. You will only improve from where you're at right now today. You can only go up. You can't go backwards, right? So just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and one rep at a time. Okay. And the second piece, yeah, thank you. And the second piece is to quit the comparison game. And we're talking about this in like the construct of the gym, but I'm just talking about like with life, like looking at wherever anyone else is that might be years ahead of you, figures ahead of you in business or whatever the case may be. Don't forget, like, they were all a starting point. They were all a beginner at some point of the process. Okay. So don't get caught up in comparing where you are right now to where someone is and they've been at it longer than you. You have no idea what their journey looked like.
Absolutely. My light is trying to take my shine today. Speaking of presence, this is why you have to keep your presence on high. You cannot rely on the light. I am the light. I love that. I love that challenge. Oh, I feel so good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. So look, y'all, we are always looking for topics. If you really enjoyed today's topic, you're like, yes, let us know in the comments. If you have other things you want us to cover, let us know that too, because again, our doors are open. Okay. Whether you're catching us on Spotify, Apple, watching us on YouTube, make sure you are letting us know what you guys think, because ultimately we want to make sure that this is a space where all your voices can be heard and also elevated.
Whoop, whoop. And a solo episode is coming, so stay tuned. Dun, 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 dun. But yes, please leave your comments. Please let us know what you think. Slide in our DMs. follow both of us. Check out our prep vlogs. Soon they'll be coming one when we get together, sooner than later.
Can't wait. Yes.
And we'll talk with y'all soon. Oh, look at that. Boom, right on time.
Do it. Okay. For the final frame.
Okay.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.